Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Yep, food is love. Chef Cathy McKnight, Culinary Director on the Board of Directors for the MaxLove Project, will prepare roasted beet poke. Her fierce food focuses on dishes that are rich in nutrients and flavor, designed for children battling cancer. Roasted beets. They're delicious and nutrient dense.
They are. That's one of the reasons that this is one of the recipes that made it to the Fierce Foods cookbook. We're always looking for a way to get the kids to try these different vegetables and incorporate them into their diet. So I came up with a way to make an ahi poke, but substituting the fish for the beet.
Oh, perfect.
Which is really great, right? And we use the chayote beet, which is more of a pale pink instead of the bright red, although you can use the bright red.
Yeah, and you could use yellow if you want.
You could use yellow, or you can mix them all up and it's beautiful, but it almost looks like ahi. You'll see once we plate it. And the kids are like, wait, that's not fish, that's a beet.
So how do you roast the beets?
So to begin with roasting the beets, what we usually do is cut into them and leave a little bit of the top on. You don't want to cut into the beet itself because while you're roasting it, it's going to lose a lot of its juice. So we basically just want it to steam. We do a small drizzle of sesame oil because that's the main oil that we're going to use.
That's nice.
Just a dash of our small done salt. And that's it. You don't have to peel it. You don't have to get yourself looking like you just butchered half a cow.
That's right.
You just leave the skin on, a little bit of the tops, and then we just close it up and make an airtight packet. So we want to make sure that none of the steam gets out. It's going to go in the oven for an hour, and then we'll have our beets that we'll just rub the skin off of. So no peeling, no mess.
And you want them fork tender?
You want them fork tender. So it takes, it depends on the size of the beet, but this is a medium-sized beet. So this takes about 1 hour at 425 degrees. And then they're perfect. They even smell so earthy and good right now, right?
Can you do it in advance?
You can do it in advance. You could do it a week in advance if you wanted to, because the beets keep forever. You just don't want to cut them until right before you're ready to dress them to make the poke.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Let's get these in the oven.
Okay, let's get them in the oven.
But you've got some that are all ready to roll.
I do. You know, that's one of the beauties of prep work, right? So I have a couple here. When this skin was on it and it was nice and hot, it got soft out of the oven. So we used a kitchen towel just to rub. And that just took the skins right off. No mess. Look at my hands are even clean.
Hey,
they're not
there
bright
you go.
red, which is crazy. We're looking for a small dice. If you're serving it on a cucumber, you want really small dice, but maybe a cracker, it doesn't matter. We just go in half so that our pieces aren't so big. And then we're gonna make diagonal cuts. I'm trying to get 1/4-inch pieces. Look at the color.
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
Doesn't it look like ahi though?
It does.
I
It
mean,
looks just like ahi.
It's kind of crazy, right? And people are always like, wait a second, that looks just like fish, chef. But it tastes like the earth instead of the sea.
It's beets, baby.
It's beets, baby. It beats ahi.
All right.
Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, look at that.
Gorgeous.
Isn't that color beautiful? So the Fierce Foods cookbook, which I know we're going to show people later, there's a typo in it.
Yes.
It says 2 tablespoons of olive oil, but what it really needed was 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos.
All right. So this says it's the Coconut Secret brand.
Yes.
And it's a seasoning sauce and marinade.
Right now, this is different than regular soy sauce because it's made from coconut, not soybeans. And most of our children are on anti-inflammatory diets, and they can have coconut oil, but they can't have soy. So this is a beautiful fermented coconut product made out of coconut.
And where do I find this?
You can find it at Whole Foods, Gelston, Sprouts. It's gone mainstream. We need a couple tablespoons of that.
Carefully measured.
Carefully measured. A skosh of this. Just a quick toss. And then we use sesame oil in this. And again, it's going to be 2 tablespoons.
And is that roasted?
This is roasted, yes. So there's our, you can start to smell that, right?
Oh,
The nuttiness of that. Now, my favorite. The cookbook has each ingredient individually listed, but I like to buy this mix where everything's already in it. Plus, it's a small women-owned company, and they do a fabulous job sourcing all the products that are in the jar.
I gave it a sniff earlier.
Did you give it a sniff?
Delicious.
Isn't it wonderful? And if you look at it, you can see the seaweed and the sesame seeds All the beautiful things we talked about using in the recipe are already in this mix. And then my other favorite, yuzu juice.
The scent of yuzu, just is wonderful.
I could wear it as perfume.
That's right.
I probably have a few times in the kitchen. Look at how everything's coming together. I usually use small chives, but the chives look terrible in the garden.
Oh, we could have gone out into my garden.
Well,
and got you some
next time we're
chives,
going to do that.
All right.
But we do have the beautiful tops, which is basically a big chive, right? So we're just going to do a fine little mince. When we're teaching these recipes to the children, we're trying to teach them they don't have to be perfect, but they need to have fun while they're cooking, right?
Yes.
I mean, we want to make it fun so they'll continue to do it. Okay, that's how simple this is. I like to eat it a couple different ways. Either on this beautiful, beautiful radicchio. This is, you know, that gorgeous Italian rosa. And if you have any vegan friends, they're going to be so excited if this is on a party platter that you're doing at your house.
Yeah.
And then Ella's Flats.
Oh, yeah.
These are a fabulous cracker that are full of protein. And then you always have to finish with a little bit of our flaked Maldon salt. And I cannot wait till you taste it.
You know what? I can hardly wait. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you made it look easy, and it is easy.
It is easy, right? It only has a couple ingredients.
And I imagine those kids just love it.
Yum. Lunchtime.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Quinoa, grain or seed? Well, it's often referred to as a grain, but it's the fruit of a broadleaf plant, so it's a seed. Completely gluten-free, these itty-bitty orbs are a good source of plant protein. Toast it and you're in for a treat. Breakfast bowls with toasted quinoa show it off to its best crisp crunch advantage. Coated with a mix of agave syrup and oil, the seeds go into the oven to get their toasted best. Cooled, they are used in these breakfast bowls as a topping for Greek-style yogurt and fresh fruit, such as strawberries and kiwis. Oven-toasted quinoa, thoroughly cooled, can be stored airtight up to 1 week in the refrigerator.